Welcome to another episode of the Roughly Related to Reselling podcast. My name is Perry Phillips. Follow me on Instagram at Perry Flips with a Z, on Whatnot, Flips and Giggles, on eBay, Flips and Giggles, on Facebook, Flips and Giggles. You get the idea. Flips and Giggles wasn't available on Instagram, so unfortunately it's Perry Flips. I don't want to do like the weird Flips _ Giggles. That's, not I don't like it. I grew up in the era of like AIM, remember instant messaging? Where you had to like make your little name, and it was, my generation, we just did like all lowercase, one word, not one word, but no spaces. You know what I mean? That was kind of the thing. My old AIM instant messenger was Stained, like the band Stained, Lunchbox. And Lunchbox was because that's what Jay used to call Silent Bob. That was one of his insults for calling him fat, was Lunchbox. So my screen name was Stained Lunchbox. So if you ever see that one on there, it's not me. I don't even know if AIM is still a thing. If you want to level up your reselling game, make sure you use my promo code GIGGLES to sign up for My Reseller Genie. You get 15% off their bookkeeping course. You also get 15% off of the actual software itself. It saves me a lot of time. It helps me to organize. I am somebody who's terrible with organization. So yeah, you get a nice little discount. It helps me out. It helps you out. So make sure you use my link in my bio or promo code GIGGLES to get that 15% off. All right, let's get into the show. It's probably going to be a quicker show. I'm not going to lie. I almost didn't do it. It's a day late. I was supposed to do it yesterday. And I was like, I'll go pick up my kids and then get out of, after we get out of school, whatever, I'll get the podcast going. And I just did not have time. I've still been prepping for the big competition show on Monday. And yeah, so I picked up my daughter yesterday. I was like, I'll do the podcast on Wednesday, but I had to leave early to pick up my daughter from school because I usually do it like this time. And then after this, I usually wrap up and then we go and get my oldest from school. So I had to pick her up early. She had like a doctor checkup or whatever. And then, after I got done with that, I got home and my wife went to BJ's. And I read the text wrong. I would have told her to come right home. I thought it said I just have to go to BJ's for a pickup order, but it said I didn't do a pickup order. So do you care if I go to BJ's? And I was like, yeah, sure. And I should have read that more accurately because then my wife took like an extra hour to get home. And BJ's is a store, if you're not familiar with BJ's, I think it's all over the country, but if it's internationals and you're sitting here saying, why is his wife going to blowjobs? BJ's is the wholesale club. I don't know what BJ's stands for. It's probably the guy's name who founded it. But you can look it up. So, yeah. I didn't get it done yesterday, and I was almost not going to do it today, but I was like, I got to get it done today. I don't want to go like another day. I'm trying to finish up. So for the competition, I've been like taking pictures of everything and loading it in so people can pre-bid on it. So I already got a couple pre-bids. But I want to get around 120 items. It can be less, you know what I mean? I'm right about 100 right now. And I've got to finish up a few more today. And that should get me to that close to that goal. Because I figure if we do 10-second auctions, 10 seconds, 10 minutes is, that's 100. Oh, wait, how many auctions is it? Fuck, I'm terrible with math. So it'd be like 6 auctions in a minute. I can't do math right now. I can't do math. I'm terrible. I asked Grok to do it. That's I can't even fucking sit and do it right here. And when they explained it, I was like, oh, that's easy. I should have known that. And now I can't even think of how much it is. So I'm terrible at math. So yeah, that's what we've got going. That's the big focus right now, where it's crazy. It was like almost 2 weeks ago that we found out we were doing this. And I've been working really fucking hard getting it ready. We didn't do a show. We're not doing a show tonight. Well, we're doing a show tonight, but it's only going to be about 10 minutes. We're just going to do a giveaway and do like a quick preview. of what we're doing for the show. I've got everything, like, the way the show is going to flow is it's going to kind of flow like, we're going to do this thing first, then this thing. So that way, if people are like, oh, I want this thing, they're going to know, like, oh, okay, it's not going to be in this section of stuff. Does that make sense? Like, if somebody wants purses, they're going to be like, oh, the purses are not going to be in with the video games, So we're trying to let it flow. I've got everything numbered. We're going to have it flow into each other. And then, I've got some help coming on Monday night to help us out. Shout out to Dan, one of our biggest supporters, the only member of the Flips and Giggles Elite tier membership. And I did that because he was complaining about something, so I just made that title up. Don't tell him that. But yeah, I wanted to say this last week. I don't think I did. I think I actually forgot, and I'm really, really upset about myself. But it's all right. We'll talk about it today. So at the show, I'm going to be debuting the first piece of merch from the Roughly Related to Reselling podcast. So it's a I just got chills, but I think it's because I have to shit. Does that ever happen to you? Sometimes when I have to sneeze and I'm hungry, I feel like I'm gonna throw up. Does that happen to you? Is that normal? Like if I'll all of a sudden I'm like, I haven't eaten anything, I'm like, oh shit, I feel like I'm gonna puke, and then like 2 seconds later I fucking sneeze and I'm like, oh, that was weird. Does that ever happen to you? Anyway, so first piece of merch, I'm going to debut it on the next Six Figure Seller competition. So what I made, so this goes back to, like, it's been a long time since we've talked. We bring it up occasionally. But one of the first things I think that I talked about on this podcast was the yard sale task force. And that was when we were talking about, like, the different, if you haven't listened to that, go back and listen to it. That was like old, like 2 years ago now. But it was, my idea was, it was a joke, but, like, I said that there should be a task force. I brought it to my brother-in-law, who's he was a police officer, I think, at the time, maybe a detective. Now he's a sergeant. And I was like, yo, you should bring this to your superiors. Like, I was half joking, but I'm like, it's a great way to make money in different towns. Like, and all you have to do is grab the sign. Okay, this person lives at this house. Go get all the signs that they put up around town, and then you just fine them per sign. I was a little bit more brutal, though. I was like, you take the signs, you can staple them to the person and, like, make them stand out on their lawn and shame them, or, shit like that. So that was, like, one of the first things I talked about on here. It's kind of like one of the, like, got started with, like, the random shit that we talk about that kind of roughly relates to reselling. Oh my God. It just kind of fucking writes itself. Anyway, so what I did, because I was going to make t-shirts, but t-shirts are fucking crazy expensive. And, so I was like, what can I get that's really cheap to ship and, people love? And so what I did was I made bumper stickers that say Yard Sale Task Force. Very simple, very plain. It's the first one. If they do well, I might do like estate sale task force and tag sale task force, all the sale task force. So I did that. That's going to be debuting on Monday, the 18th. The first opportunity to get them will be at that show. They're going to be like, I think I have them for like either $2 or $3, and then they'll go on sale for like, $1 off or something like that. So they'll be cheap, and it's like under $1 to ship them. So yeah, make sure if you want to get one of those, go, because I hope that they sell fast. I think they will. A lot of people, what they're doing for this competition is getting like wheat pennies and selling those, because you want to like get new buyers, and the easiest way is to get things for like $1. And like, I've had a bunch of wheat pennies before, but I'm like, I don't even know like where to get wheat penny, where all these people are getting all these wheat pennies from. And like, if everybody's doing wheat pennies, then like, that's not fun. So I wanted to give something that's like, custom. It's fan service to the people who've listened to the podcast for a long time. And I'm trying to do what Marvel did with fucking Avengers Endgame, and just fucking throw all the fan service that I can into this show. So yeah, I also am including like the bead people. I did some bead. I did a co-host last night with our friend Robin's Beads. So shout out Robin's Beads. If you're on Whatnot, go follow her. She sells beads. She was like our first bead customer. And so she let me co-host with her last night. And we told people about what we got going on for the show. So yeah, this weekend I'm going to try and do a little bit more promotion. Once I'm done, once I have everything locked in. I hired a mod and they want everything in by Saturday. So that's kind of, I'm setting like the deadline for myself for like tonight because I want to be able to work on everything tomorrow, get that to the mod, and then Sunday do a couple run throughs, and then Monday just be ready to go, chill for most of the day. Jump in, check out the raids, check out the train. I'm not buying stuff. I've saw other people that's like, oh, I'll buy stuff from you guys. I'm like, no, I'm not doing any of that. Listen, I'm too competitive. I think this is going to be my last competition for a while. I'm too competitive. When it's stuff that I care about, I'm way too competitive. And so like, I don't like the place that I go to get there, you know? So, it's not that, it's just like, neglecting sleep and like, I need to rest my body. I haven't been working out because I haven't had time. So yeah, we're getting there. And then that's just round one. If we I keep saying if we win round one, because that's like, I'm not even looking at like advancing. I want to win round one decisively. I know it's an uphill battle, but that's like, I gotta have that mindset if I'm going to finish this competition, because it's a lot. Like the first round is, I've put this much energy into the first round, and then I got to turn right back around and do it for a 35-minute show in 4 days. So it's going to be definitely a different setup. I probably won't be taking pictures of everything like I did this last time. Luckily, this weekend there's 2 town-wide yard sales, my town and then the town next door to us. So I'm going to be out there trying to get as much stuff as I can. There's a sale tomorrow that's supposed to be Saturday. But the lady said to somebody that she was setting up Friday. So I messaged her and asked her if she had like, the things I'm looking for. And she's like, my friend has Pokemon and vintage clothing. So come Friday and we'll hold it for you. So I'm like, fuck yeah. So I'm going to go do that tomorrow. Hopefully it's a nice little haul. Last Saturday, there were some sales. It wasn't great. Last Saturday, I think a lot of people were waiting for this weekend. So I did go to a few sales. I brought my kids with me. So we don't go out like crazy, but there was a couple sales that were decent. I got some Coach bags. I got some cool Nikes. And then what else did I get? I got a camera that was like, it was a throw-in because I was at this yard sale. They did a town-wide yard sale that I went to last year. Last year was the first year, and I did it this year. I wasn't going to drive out there, but I had my kids, and I was like looking at the other sales, and there really wasn't shit. So I'm like, let's just drive out there, see. So I got some like vintage... the fuck are those things called? Glowworm dolls. So like I got 4 of them. 3 out of the 4 worked. I'm going to sell them as a lot. And then I got some Animorphs books. Those were cool. And then I was driving around. I went to a couple different sales. It wasn't like anything crazy. And then the last sale that I like was getting ready to finish up on, that's where I stopped, and they had all that. I saw the Nikes from across the way, so I got those authenticated. They're authentic. Nike Air Max 90. I can't remember what the fuck they're called, but they're cool. They're like all colorful and shit. But then I was like, because she had some vintage t-shirts and some other stuff. So I think I was at like $97. And so I was like, oh, can I just try to find something? I might as well just make it an even 100. And so she had this little Canon, not a Canon. What was it? Coolpix, Nikon Coolpix. And I never picked those up. But I was like, I'll just grab it. It's fucking it's $3. I'll throw it in my yard sale if anything. And then I looked it up, and it was like $100 camera, like by itself. This one had the box, everything in it, and it looks like it had never been used. Like it was brand new. So that was a nice little find. I'm gonna probably sell that on eBay. eBay's been all right. It's been steady. It's been nice to have like little sales here and there. I sold this pair of jeans or something, or pants or something, for like $11 today, so I gotta go find those. My clothes are so unorganized right now. I want to be done with this competition so I can organize. After this I'm done with competition. friends for a while. I'm just going to do my own thing. I like what we got going. Obviously it was a great opportunity to build our following, which is what we want to do. But yeah, I like the part of just like growing with our audience and stuff. So I'm just worried that it's not going to be too big too fast. But we'll keep it rolling. We're going to keep it rolling. I'm not like, this is what, remember last week I was like talking about how I'm like listening to music to get my confidence high and fucking keep it riding. This is why, because you start having these thoughts. It's like, I don't really need to win, but I need to win. I want to win. So anyway, so the town-wide yard sales this weekend. The one in my town's never been great. So I'll probably start in the town next door and then kind of make my way back. My wife's off, and so I'm sending her out with the kids. It's the first time she's going off on her own to yard sales. So obviously she's not going to be hitting as many as I do, but she might find some winners, get to some that I can't get to on time. So yeah, there's that this weekend. I'm excited to get a bunch of new inventory. My buddy did come by yesterday and got my camera all set up. I just didn't have time to get everything set up. It's I've got stuff all over the table right now because I'm working on 5 different projects. School, I pretty much just I didn't have time to do any of the work this weekend, and I'm like, it's not going anywhere anyway, so I probably am not going to do well. So I'm just gonna, whatever, drop the last class. If I'm not gonna be able to finish, there's no real point, and I had too much shit to do. So it is what it is. It's not like, this isn't my first time, dropping out of school. I just don't think I'm one of those people that's meant to be in school. I'm a peacock. You got to let me fly. I can't stay in school. But stay in school, kids. It's for some people. Just, it's never been for me. Never been. And I had I liked school. I wasn't like, oh fuck, school sucks. I liked the social aspect of school. I wasn't I was a weirdo in some classes. I was like the kid that was like 2 different people. Like some teachers would be like, yo, this kid will not shut the fuck up. And some teachers like, he's a pleasure. He doesn't say a goddamn word. It really depended on who was in the class. You know what I mean? If I had somebody in the class that I knew would laugh at my jokes, I was, relentless. But if it was just me and a bunch of people I kind of knew, I was not I was just kind of like, let me get through this class. So, what else? I didn't write anything down this week. I did write 1 or 2 things, but I did not have a ton of time. Shane Gillis was in town last week, and my wife was like, Fenton Glass. Everybody's using these fucking AI, what's it called, things now. The AI ads. I talked about it, I think either 2 weeks ago or last week, where the boomers are just, that's the one thing they know how to do. And sorry, it's the one thing they know how to do is to use AI to make these fucking, it must be a prompt when you go to list your yard sale, because there's no way that boomers are knowing how to do this. It's crazy. Let me see this person. Yeah, dude, this lady's so old. Every single person that's using AI, it's great. I love AI. I think it's awesome. But it's just these fucking AI. I don't even know how to do these AI ads. They're very professional ads, and they're, they must have a prompt for it when you're going to set up your yard sale. I haven't done it since Facebook got the AI stuff. But yeah, I still think it's wild when somebody has a picture of them that's and it doesn't look anything like them. Let me see. It's going to be short. Yeah, we'll probably do another 10 minutes, and then hopefully next week I have a lot more to talk about, a little bit more time. I might not have time next week because we've got Monday through the Friday. Oh yeah, this was funny. I was driving home the other day, and I see a cop on the side of the road, and there's a cop behind him. And as I get closer, I realize that the cop in front of the other cop has a little red gas can, and he's filling his tank. So this dude fucking ran out of gas and had to have his buddy. I don't know if his buddy brought it for him or what, But it was just pretty funny to be like, to see two cops, like just our resources on the side of the road because this idiot forgot to fill up his fucking gas tank. Like, you got to turn in your gun and your badge at that point. If you can't, if you're not observant enough to know that you need to put gas in your police car, come on, you need to turn in your gun and badge. There's a show we've been watching called Rooster. It's on HBO. It's like Sunday nights. It's Steve Carell, and he's like a writer. He writes like trashy like fiction novels. Like it's kind of like the romance novels, but for like men, like kind of like that. And what the fuck? Where was I going with this? Oh my god! I can't. Oh yeah. Okay, the cops. And there's a cop on there, and like the entire show, there's like a whole like running gag of he's like, hey, you guys find my gun? I left it here the other night. Like, he just can't find his gun the entire time. So it's pretty funny. Anyway, sorry, I told you guys I didn't have a ton of stuff to talk about this week because I've been fucking busy. So then what else did I do last week? So I went to that yard sale. Mother's Day was on Sunday. So my mother-in-law came out for that. We went to brunch at this place. And this is what like where I missed my mom for Mother's Day because she like remembers which restaurants suck. So she would have been like, yo, this restaurant fucking sucked. We're not going there. And so we booked reservations for a buffet. And like, you know, buffets are never like the craziest food ever. You know what I mean? It's always just like, you know, it's all right. It's just a lot of it. So I kind of expected that the food wasn't going to be that great. But this food fucking sucked. Like, it was a $50 buffet. It should have been $25. And then the bitch is like, yeah, just make sure you don't bring a dirty plate up there to get food. Get a new plate, and I'll bust your plates. She didn't touch any of our plates the entire time. Like, she was terrible. All she had to do was, like, the bare minimum waitressing shit, and she couldn't do it. It was a buffet. We still tipped her, like, 15%. But it was a buffet, and, like, this chick could not keep up with just pre-bussing her tables. So that was... And then they had like chicken and waffles that was crazy dry. Everything just really sucked. It wasn't great. It was not good food. Yeah, so that was that. Did I do something Friday? Let me see if I did anything Friday. Oh God, my wife, dude. My daughter is like has a little bit of a cough, so she's like, "Is she still coughing? Is her diaper dry? Is she like?" Because my daughter had a couple accidents. She's potty training. She was pretty potty trained for like a week, and then she had a couple setbacks. But for the most part, she's getting there. So we like got rid of the diaper bins, which is fucking awesome. That's always nice, is getting rid of that shit. So that was fun to get rid of that stuff. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what else I have to talk about. What else do I have to talk about? I don't know. I ran into a guy last week. That's what it was. It was raining in the morning, so like a lot of sales got canceled. But there was a guy, and he comes to my yard sale, and I see him at yard sales and stuff. And he's like, "Oh, I've got these Polly Pockets." He's like, "Yeah," he gave me his number, and he told me he has a ton of stuff to come look. I just didn't have time this week, so I might go check that lead out and see how that pans out. I know the guy buys a lot of shit. Every time I see him, he's at a yard sale buying up a ton of shit. I feel like I've been to a yard sale at his house too and bought some stuff. But yeah, not much to talk about today. Yeah, I'm probably gonna wrap it up here in just a second. I'm just trying to think if I have anything else to talk about. I apologize. This week has been crazy hectic. Yeah, so we've got the tournament, Mortal Kombat. We've got the competition Monday. It's the 18th of May. We're on at 9 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to go on like 3 minutes early. So if you're listening to this and you want to go in the show, don't buy anything right when you get in. We have to wait until like 9 o'clock till the actual competition, our slot starts. So make sure you're not buying anything if you do show up. But yeah, we have a ton of stuff. I've got stuff preloaded, so you can go in and bid on it already. There's like a bunch of sealed Pokemon. I have like a $300 sealed Pokemon box in there, starting at $1. I've got gold in there, silver. I've got some Coach bags, those Nikes. I've got a Taylor Swift lot. I've got a Gary V lot. I've got a bunch of stuff that like that's good shit. And then the bins are full. The bin is buy it now. The buy it now is full. Not full. I'm still putting stuff in it, but it's got like it's yard sale prices in the buy it now. So if you're balling on a budget, hit the bin. If you're balling on a budget, hit the bin. If you're balling on a budget, hit the bin. If you're balling on a budget, then don't think nothing of it. If you're balling on a budget, hit the bin. Boo! All right, that's what I'm singing the whole show. That's the podcast. I'm sorry it's a short one. I will be back next week for sure. Hopefully it's a longer one, and hopefully I have a little bit of time. I'm not going to be doing as much prep for the second show because we just don't have time. And so, yeah, thank you for listening. Make sure you follow the podcast. I didn't say that earlier. Leave a review if you like the podcast. Don't say that it's too short on certain days. Just bear with me. Be patient with me. I made sure I got something out. I had to get something out, and I wanted to make sure that I did. And then remember that the first piece of merch, the Yard Sale Task Force bumper stickers, are going to be going live on that Monday. And then after that, when I see how many I have left, we'll probably sell them either on Instagram or wherever you want to, wherever you want to buy them. I could probably throw them up on eBay too. I bet you people would buy them on eBay. So anyway, that's the podcast. Thank you guys for listening to this shortened version, and I hope you guys have a great weekend. And yeah, thank you so much. Come by tonight too. Check out the preview show tonight. I'm giving away a pack of what is it? Mega Evolution Perfect Order, a booster pack. So like $8 most places. If you can get them retail, they're like $6, but good luck with that. All right, that's the podcast. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, and I'll talk to you guys next week.